Sukihantu. Welcome to our Sunday Dhamma talk organized by Shah Buddhist Society. And a wonderful good morning to all of you, dear sisters and brothers in the Dhamma. Thank you for tuning in via YouTube and Facebook. My name is Karen and I am your host for today. So let us start with some morning puja by chanting together as a mark of respect for the great compassion and wisdom of the Buddha and to reaffirm our faith in the three jewels. I invite all of us to put our hands together as we are guided by this puja video. And
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Namo tasse bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhasse. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Pānātipātā vēramaṇī sikkāpadang samādhiyāmi. Adinādānā vēramaṇī sikkāpadang samādhiyāmi. Kāmesu miccācārā vēramaṇī sikkāpadang samādhiyāmi. Musāvādā vēramaṇī sikkāpadang samādhiyāmi. Suramēraya majjapamā dattānā vēramaṇī sikkāpadang samādhiyāmi. Itipiso bhagavā arahang sammā sambuddho viññācarena sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasārati sattā deva manusānam buddho bhagavāti. Svākkāto bhagavata dhammo sandintiko akāliko ehi passiko openayiko paccattam veditammo viññūhīti. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujjopatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ñāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Sāmīcipatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidam chandhari purisa yugani atte purisa puggala esa bhagavato savaka sangho ahuneyo pahuneyo dankineyo anjali karaniyo anuntaram punyam kintam lokasnsati sadhu sadhu sadhu.
Welcome back. So for this morning, we are very, very grateful to have Sister Carol Kwok with us as our guest speaker. She will be kickstarting the very first of our Veil of Illusion series. And this will be a 3-part series, which will take place today on 19th of September and also on the 17th of October. So this morning, we will start with Illusions and Bubbles, which is the very first part of her series. Now, this series has been described as jaw-dropping, and we will even be exposed to the secrets of the universe. How does that sound? I am certainly very, very curious about what will unfold, aren't you? So before we start with this very, very interesting topic, let me introduce a little bit about Sister Carol. Now, Sister Carol is currently a chartered accountant who graduated from the University of Malaya back in 1992. She was born into a Buddhist family and has been trying to understand Buddhism since a very young age. She practiced meditation under Theravada Vipassana meditation since 2001, and she has been spending a fortnight every year in intensive meditation retreats. With a background from Mahayana and Theravada, she now emphasizes on daily practical application of Buddhism in life, as she believes that Buddhism is only knowledge if it is kept in our notes and our sutras within religious spaces. So Sister Carol believes that Buddhism has to be assimilated into our life before we can see just how magnificent and magical it can transform our lives. So for the next hour or so, while Sister Carol is sharing and as we are listening in and as we are watching her, feel free to post any questions or comments on the Facebook or YouTube chats. Sister Carol will address as many questions or comments as possible today. So without further ado, let me bring her to the stage and pass the floor to her. Yeah. Morning, Sister Carol.
Morning, everybody.
So I will now pass the stage to you.
Okay,
Yeah?
I'll take over from here, right? Okay. Good morning, everybody. I have not been seeing everybody for quite a while because of MCO, you know. And before I start, I have a few things to, share with everybody. First thing first, please do pardon my English because I have not been speaking English for such a seminar like that for at least past 2 years. So because my mother tongue is either basically Cantonese, huh? Okay, and then today we are going to start with the first series, the first chapter of a 10 series. The first chapter of a series of 10 chapters. Okay, and what we did was last time this actually is our fourth series. The first series was this. I hope everybody still remember. This is about who am I, right? And then the second series, all done in SABS before. The second series was this on tolerance. Okay, so and then the third series was this one. It was done, I think, in 2019, right? So this is the latest series that we did, okay, on effort, right? And this year onwards, we're going to try to complete a series of this is the fourth, okay? And it's everything about illusions and bubbles, okay? Or this whole series consists of 10 chapters. And today we are sharing the first chapter, whereby we are touching everything very briefly. However, it will be elaborated more into the series, into the chapters, okay? So before we start, shall we do some chanting on the opening of sutta? Okay, I share screen first. Okay. All right. Okay, so I will chant the sutta from my side. Okay, so everybody, if you wish, you can just chant together with me. Verse for opening a sutta. The unsurpassed, profound, and wonderful Dhamma is difficult to encounter in hundreds of millions of eons. I now see and hear it, receive and uphold it, and I vow to fathom the Tathagata's true meaning. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. So now we are coming on to where everyone like that. Okay. Veil of illusions. Okay. So today the series, the chapter is about illusions and bubble. Okay. And just like what Kirin was saying, it can be jaw-dropping for some people, right? So, okay. So now we want to reveal a very great secret of the universe for this entire existence of ours. Okay, we would like to, they told us a lie. Okay, we would like to, everything lie to us that this secret, we would like to about this secret since time immemorial, since existence. Okay, so today we shall reveal this secret. What is this secret? Actually, everything physical around us is not real. Okay, including the things that we see, we touch, we feel, our possessions, our house, our car, our loved ones, my mother, my father, my spouse, my children, even ourselves, my body, they are not real. Okay, we are living in a vast computer software that is proclaimed by some of the scientists. Of course, not all agree, but many of the scientists agree, okay, including even the Buddha. Okay, in the Decoding the Deepest Secret Sutta, which is Kaisammating, within this sutta spoken by the Buddha, okay, the bodhisattva inside the sutta, the bodhisattva was telling another bodhisattva, all right, in front of the Buddha. He said, saṃsāra is the creation of my teacher, who is the Buddha. Okay, how is it being created? It is created together with the Buddha, together with some of his master disciples. That means the Maha Bodhisattvas, who all of them are master magicians. Master magicians. Okay, so the sutta already very specifically spelled out. The whole thing is created. We are in a created universe. Okay, it's not organic. It's not by chance. Everything is planned. Right? The very moment we enter into samsara, okay, just like you look at this slide. We are in a Buddha nature. Okay, so when we enter into samsara from source, which is our Buddha nature, this source is the Buddha nature, with just an intention or even a thought, okay, duality begins. There's duality. We feel existence. Why do you feel yourself exist? You cannot exist all by yourself. You need a relative object. Then you feel, I exist. Okay, because there's a distance already. We call this duality. Okay, so when you enter into this duality, we are beginning into a dream. A dream, this is the journey of the dream. Okay, just like this slide lah. Right, you see the distance there? This distance is actually the duality. So once we enter duality, we are in a dream. Okay, this is actually also spoken by a lot of scientists and philosophers of the day today, modern philosophers today lah, by this guy called Nick Bostrom. Okay, let me write down. His name is Nick. You can check on YouTube. Nick Bostrom. B-O-S. He's a very young philosopher from Oxford University. Nearly 20 years ago, back in 2003. Okay, he purported this theory called the simulation theory. Right, back in 2003, even Elon Musk, very famous guy now, Elon Musk also said, purported this idea. He said there's only 1 in billions of chance, 1 in billion, 1 in billions of chance that we are not in a simulation. That means he said we are definitely in a simulation. Okay. What is the simulation? It is something, a simile to it. It's like we began to log into a vast and very complicated virtual computer game. We are in a computer game, okay, with a computer character that we take on called the human body. Right? So this is the simulation theory purported by the philosopher and also a lot of the scientists who actually also purported this. So with this revelation, okay, some felt upset and cried. I don't know why, okay? I told some friends, they cried after they hear this. Some felt very angry and unacceptable. Maybe like got conned already, got betrayed. How come everything not real? Okay? But some felt really relief. Phew, everything is not real. No need to be so serious. Okay? So it depends on how you look at different people see it differently. Okay? But this is the truth. Okay, we shall explore very briefly from 2 aspects. One's from the scientific aspect, another one from the spiritual aspect. Okay, scientific, we are talking from quantum physics. And spiritual side is definitely from the Sutras, right? Because science and technology must coexist together, as we know, you're right? Because only technology or maybe science actually is very dangerous because we don't have direction. A lot of civilizations in the past, actually they collapsed because they placed too much emphasis on technology, no spirituality. However, solely on spirituality also no good because it becomes very lame, no strength. So both have to exist together, but definitely spirituality have to go in front of technology. Because the direction is very important, or else people, human being or any beings will become very greedy, lost their directions and then forgot why they came here for, So both have to exist together. That's why we explain this secret from these 2 aspects. Okay? Okay, before we go into this existence, this universe we call this dream, right? So how did this existence come about? Okay, let's look at what the Buddha said first. Okay, under Abhidhamma Kosa, okay, the Buddha said, when a universe was born, it appeared suddenly out of thin air. Pum. Okay, just like our Big Bang like that. All right, so in February 2008. Okay, 2008. Stephen Hawking, actually, who just passed away a few years ago. Okay, Stephen Hawking actually inside the TED Talk, he said before, the universe spontaneously created itself out of nothing. His conclusion was in excellent agreement, means proven with the observations by this warp satellite, they call WMAP satellite. Okay, so this satellite is actually responsible for observing is a cosmic microwave background, which is an imprint of very early universe. They check all the imprint from the early universe actually match with what Stephen Hawking's finding. That means his calculations. Okay, so Stephen Hawking said, we think we have solved the mystery of creation. Means agree already, but also tied to the sutta, right? Then, what did the scientists say about the universe and the saṃsāra? That means the brief conclusions of some scientists, okay? Definitely when we want to look at this aspect, we have to go into quantum mechanics or quantum physics, okay? Quantum mechanics is very important because it gave us all the technology advancement. Because with the coming of quantum mechanics, we have all these advanced technology, okay? Things like what we enjoy today, like our fiber optics, our microchips, our handphone, our internet, all that bring humanity so much of comfort and convenience, right? Very great, right? So, but yet, quantum mechanics is pointing at one truth, this truth, that nothing physical is real. Remember the double slit experiment we shared last few years? This experiment, we can go on to the YouTube and look at how this experiment works. Actually, by a virtue of a force, things become real, things solidify, or else it's all wave function. Okay? So this quantum mechanics from all these experiments, actually the scientists are also very puzzled themselves, right? So quantum mechanics has been around for 100 years. With this 100 years of work, actually they already are nearing the conclusion that everything is wave function, frequency, energy. Okay, just like what Nikola Tesla was saying. If you want to know the secret of universe, what do? Look at the frequency, vibration, and energy. This is what he said. No, he's actually one of the smartest scientists around. In fact, Albert Einstein said he is smarter than him. Okay, so they are nearing the conclusion because why? What they found, the smallest particle is actually quark, which actually 99.99999% of this quark is actually emptiness itself also inside quark. So now the latest one is actually string theory. They're trying to use string theory to prove everything is a wave, as energy. But they are still in the midst of doing it, using the collision of the particles. So, however, in order to prove this string theory, you need different dimensions, That's why it's very difficult for the scientists now. Because now we only take on third dimension. That means 3 dimension plus time 4 dimension. Okay, but actually we need 5th dimension, 6th dimension, and altogether there are 11 dimensions. So now they are still working on this. But that's why they said nearing the conclusion. Very, very near. Because you know what? Because you see how the thing developed from molecule, atom, then the proton, photon, or something like that, and finally now quark. Okay, so another level coming down is definitely wave function, right? So they said all things are only probabilities. True, they are all probabilities until they are measured. What do you mean measured? Measured, that means you take on to it. That means by a virtue of a force, you choose this thing, it becomes real. Or else they are all probabilities. That's why we got multiple timelines. This is called parallel universe, multiple timeline. All this you can find in the YouTube, and then you can do your research. Okay? It's just like this morning, I want to eat bubur, I want to eat nasi lemak, I want to eat noodles. These are multiple timelines. Then I say, okay, finally I eat bubur, I eat porridge. Okay, that porridge become my measured, become real. My nasi lemak and my noodles is actually another 2 timeline. Okay, to be exact, these 2 timeline is actually created. That's why it's multiverse. You know, so these are the different timeline our thought can create one. We are very powerful beings, you know. It's just that we are not told. We are not told. So we thought, no, I chose porridge only. The other 2 timelines is created. Okay, and it leave what do you call that? It leave an impact on, you know. You can actually hop timeline. We can actually hop timeline on, you know. But that one is a different topic. Okay, scientists are saying we are almost certain that we are living in a giant computer simulation. Almost certain. Okay, today, with their findings, the scientists are asking, are things real? Are all things real? They are asking inside their heart also, inside their mind. Because during some interviews, some physicists confess that they are feeling very uncomfortable living in their own theories. Same. So they feel very uncomfortable living in their own theories. And in fact, they are actually 2 groups now. Okay, some said, don't bother about how it ties back to life. Just use quantum mechanics to produce, you know, good technology for humanity. That's it. They cannot tie it back to life. You know, how? If everything is not real, how to live on? Because they are not spiritual enough. But this is actually what the Buddha has been saying. Okay, nothing is real. So no need to be so serious. Okay. Okay, now we hop on to what the Buddha said. Okay. Unlike the scientists trying to prove reality through external findings. Okay, they prove reality externally. Scientists. Okay, but the Buddha, because he's so wise and he has so high the psychic, he explained how reality is actually created internally. By what? By our consciousness. Because all is mind. All is mind. Outside, nothing. Okay? Existence is an illusion, because once we enter a dream, our consciousness with the thought, our consciousness make real of this physical reality, physical objects, through 4 main seeds inside our subconscious mind. The 4 main seeds. Okay, what are these seeds inside the consciousness that make things so real? Okay. 4 main seeds of material elements in our consciousness. We call it 地火水風 earth, water, fire, and wind. Seed of liquidity and moisture inside our consciousness gives rise to both internal and external water element. This seed allows us to feel wetness. Wet. Between wet and dry. You feel it because of the consciousness. The seed inside the consciousness is playing the trick. Okay? Next, seed of tenacity inside our consciousness gives rise to both internal and external fire element. This seed allows us to feel heat, hot and cold. Okay, these 4 seeds are actually explained in Lankavatara Sutta. Okay, Lankavatara Sutta. And then thirdly, seed of movement inside our consciousness gives rise to both internal and external wind element. This seed allows us to feel motion, things moving. That's why it's so real. We see movement and stillness. Okay? And finally, this is the worst one. So real because of seed of solidity, breakable and bendable. Okay? Inside our consciousness gives rise to both internal and external earth element. And this earth element allows us to feel solidity, heavy. Okay? Hard, heavy, solid versus soft, light, not so solid, very soft, all this feeling. All this feeling actually is created by our consciousness, the 4 seeds inside our consciousness. Inside our consciousness, besides 4 seeds, there are still other things. Okay, we are talking about these 4 seeds now. Okay, this is elaborated in the Lankavatara Sutta, right? And they are not even known by the scientists. Because why? Because scientists, until today, they still do not recognize consciousness. They are very material. They are very material based at science today. But problem is quantum mechanics telling scientists, excuse me, you cannot be material already, cannot be materialistic already, because at the end, you are approaching something telling you everything is just wave, just energy, just frequency. Okay, but today, scientists still cannot accept consciousness. Okay, but who is observing the universe? Who is observing the universe? It is the consciousness that's observing the universe. But if you don't recognize consciousness, that's why we are actually handicapped in that way. Because some scientists were saying, who was saying, I forgot already. They say if the scientists start to accept consciousness as part of their research or whatever, their investigation, science will improve in 10 years. In 10 years, science will improve much more than what is since its inception. 10 years can go more than what they achieve since inception. But they still don't accept consciousness. Okay? So let us continue. These 4 main seeds, okay, give rise to all physical things in existence, makes things very real, okay? And thus, we feel all this surrounding, like people, building, table, chair, mountain, river, even our own body. We thought it is real. See, our own body are all only frequencies and wave and energy. Okay, so coupled with these 4 seeds in the subconscious mind, coupled with our senses, our eyes, our ears, our nose, our mouth, and our body touch, all these senses, plus the 4 other aggregates. Remember the 5 aggregates? Number 1 is, hang on, I see. Okay, rupa, your form, your body. Okay, anything that's, is form, plus your feeling, plus your sensation, plus your perceptions, that's your memory, plus your mental formation, we call it the story, and finally your consciousness. These 5 aggregates, once we couple them up together, we begin to create small little dream in our daily life. Okay, such like all the happenings and the events that carry a story in life. Somebody scolded me, I'm so unhappy because he actually that they do this, so I rebutted him. All these stories are all from Started off from your subconscious with the 4 seeds making things so real, and then plus our senses and our 5 aggregates. Wow, wow, wow. All the stories start coming into our life. And things become so real because of emotions. We have feelings, we have emotions, so things become very real, and we forgot actually all this is only a computer virtual reality. We forgot. We're so into the story, so juicy, so emotional, but this is a virtual game. It's a virtual game of learning. This game is not really only come here and play, but we learn from this virtual game. Okay, so we must always step back and reposition. 抽身, we always say, 抽身. Step back and reposition, and remember, nothing is so serious. Okay, nothing is so-called real. No need to be so serious in life, even though we face whatever challenges. They are all tests. T-E-S-T-S, test. Okay, so like what Lankavatara Sutta was saying, with these 4 seeds, inside subconscious mind, plus our senses and our 5 aggregates, so suddenly we become like a human being. We call ourselves a human being, somebody. Okay, somebody, your existence. Okay, and when these 5 aggregates becomes a human being, we attach to wrong view. There's an I, me. There was me. There's an I there. And I attached to the realm of having my house, my car, my loved ones, my properties, my status, my recognition, how people look at me, things start. Okay, now the Buddha tell you actually all started because it was only a virtual thing. Okay, then the cycle of rebirth, because I like already, I attach. So once you attach, the cycle of rebirth in the same 6 realms, that's why we cannot come out from the wheel of karma. Okay, because of the having, the attachment, we do a lot of wrong things also. So the karma retribution will not allow us to jump out of this saṃsāra. Okay, so this is what the Buddha said inside Lankavatara Sutta about existence. So let's look at what Platform Sutta said, right? This is what Hui Neng was saying. He said, inside Platform Sutta, he said, oh, how our Buddha nature, actually our subconscious mind, we call it the 藏识, that means your 9th consciousness, could manifest all phenomena. We are very good, we are creator in ourselves. We are the creator of our reality. Okay, you make real. That means what? Give us one clue. What kind of reality you want to make real? A positive one or a negative one? You choose. That's what emptiness is all about. 空性, 空性 is all about. How you want to see things. Whatever way you like. Because you are a master creator using all phenomena. Okay. So exactly like a virtual computer game, we log on to the internet game, right? We start to play the game we call life. You are a virtual character only, okay? We may lose and exit. That means we die, game over. The moment when we die, game over, finish. Okay? But where is the real player? The real player is behind. When you play the computer, so your game over already, what? But your player die or not? The character inside the virtual game died. However, the real player behind will never die. Your consciousness will never die. Only the body dies. Okay? The real player behind is our consciousness that create our world of reality. Okay? Even more scarier, is actually, you know what, actually we never come out, we are inside this consciousness, and everything outside is, we don't even have distance, we don't even have time. Everything is happening within the consciousness, very much like a computer game. When we play the computer game, wow, you go to the mountain, you hunt the monster, you play, you play Mario, you play whatever game, you like fly everywhere, It's just like human life, Then after that, actually, you are only seated on the chair in front of a computer. That's all. So the 4 seats are very much like our virtual specs, the specs when you wear, when you want to play that computer game, but the virtual game, so you wear a spec. That one is like your 4 seats, allow you to see things so real, okay? And our 5 senses are, our mouth, ear, everything, 5 senses are, is like our keyboard and our joystick. Correct? When you play the game, you need your joystick. Those days are my time, or maybe now you use keyboard. They are your 5 senses reacting. Okay, so we are in a giant virtual computer game called life. And this entire thing is for us to learn something. Okay, so within this dream, this universe, okay, after the Big Bang comes in, everything out of nothing, created out of nothing. There are laws governing the universe, right? Sometimes we call them the law of nature. Okay, law of nature. So within this computer game, it's just like you play Monopoly, or you play Mahjong, or you play any computer game. There are rules, correct? Because the game, you must follow a rule that in order for you to play with others, right? So these rules are called the law of nature in this game called life. Okay, so we have law of cause and effect that govern the universe, govern the nature, called nature. Nature sounds very organic, but actually now is a created universe. Then we have law of impermanence, non-self, and suffering. These are the laws that governs the universe or existence. Okay, law of duality or relativity. Okay, this duality means you have high, low, you have long, short, you have right, wrong, you have, all these are relative. Okay, because of duality, then only you got existence. And it's relative. However high and however lower is actually the same distance. This is called yi ta hei shang, inside the lung, inside decoding the deepest secret sutta. Relativity. And also we have law like law of reality. Remember, all is mind. You only make real by virtue of a force. Okay, and of course coupled with other laws like law of physics, law of quantum entanglement, which tells us that actually time and space is irrelevant. They are not real as well. Okay, and this law of quantum entanglement actually is a very deep subject, and it is actually stems from one truth, that all is one and one is all. We are all the same. We are all from the source, from the Buddha nature. Okay, so this is another very big concept. And then law of attraction. Law of, that is the general relativity law theory by Einstein, that E is called mc squared, which is governing the big law of the universe, like law of gravity, and opposing to another law is the quantum mechanics. They talk about the small little particles until to the wave function. So all these are law of physics, okay, and etc. There's so many other laws, actually we should, summarize everything and, put it into a talk, on all this law. We have to know all this law. Why? Because when we play this game of life, okay, called life, you can become a winner or a loser, because it's a game. Okay, so you become a winner if you know the rule of the game. If you do not know there is karma, you sure lose one. If you do not know there is impermanence and non-self, you sure suffer one. Because these are the rules of the game. And you always break the rules, then sure you suffer. Then you become a loser. And once you become a loser, you go down to hell. You become ghost. You become animal. But if you are a winner, great. Then you become deva. You become human. You know? So these are the what do you call that? These are the parameters or characteristics installed into this game called law of nature. Or the one you use nature. Nature always gives us an image that this is organic, this is, planned, but this is by chance. But actually, this is a simulated universe, a created universe. Okay, so your sixth realm of existence is the result of your game, how you play this game. Okay, it's very much like, talking about our body. We come into this samsara, just like diving. You go to an ocean. Okay, it's just like we are coming into samsara. It's another ocean of samsara. Okay, the sea is the samsara, the ocean, and our body is what. When you go into samsara, you need a body, a vehicle, so that you can breathe inside this samsara. You can exist here, right? So goes the same with a diver. He needs to wear on a diving suit with the snorkeling mask, and oxygen tank. So go down into the ocean. And when he dives, he see all the scenic ocean environment. This is the beauty of the samsara. And you may start to get attached. Maybe you met with a very beautiful mermaid. Okay, so you fall in love with the mermaid, so die attached. Okay, so but when the oxygen tank is about to finish, empty, okay, our life will end. Okay, so we have to leave, got to chow from the ocean, leave. So when you get up from the ocean, what do? You take off all your diving apparels, the diving apparels. Okay, just like how we leave our body behind when we die. But that person die or not? No, your consciousness don't die. It's only you're taking off your shirt, your diving suit, and then you throw it aside. That's your body. That's all. It's only a vehicle, right? However, this ocean, this samsara thing, is always there for us to revisit. You can revisit and go back because it is a dreamland. It is an ocean always there for you. You want to dream? Go inside. You want to wake up? Get up. Get out and never go back anymore. But if you wish to go back, no problem lah. Okay. So today you can use a virtual computer game. Or last time we don't have virtual computer game, we talk about the ocean. Okay. So it's the same. If you want to log on to your computer game, you need all the gadgets. These are your bodies. And you start to play with the joystick, with your computer's specs, So it's very good simile. This is easier to explain after our consciousness has risen so high with the coming in of computers and technology. With this era, actually explaining what is the truth of the secret, the secret, explain this secret of universe is much easier. I really don't know how you can explain this without what happened today. Maybe 100 years back, or maybe during the Buddha's time. That's why the Sutta, they try to explain a computer concept to 2,000 years, 2,500 years ago. To the people in 2,500 years ago, it's really not easy. Okay, so this is what one of a very famous Fa Si, I forgot what is his name. He said this, there were certainly 6 realms in the dream. 夢裏明明有六趣. But when one awakens, there isn't even a trace. 覺後空空無大千. How ironical. So real, so real, so real. But once you wake up, you realize actually nothing is there. Okay, the whole samsara is a dream. That's why the Chinese say, what I know, 人生如梦. 人生如梦 got songs some more. Okay, everything is an illusion that has no inherent existence. No an inherent, that means this existence will not go away one. It's only a dream, a spark. Okay, they are only stories depending on cause and effect. That's all. Karma. And then that actually produce a story. That's all. Why he's like that, today is like that, because of this is like that, because of that is like that, because of that is like that. So there are strings of stories put together only, made into an event. Okay, and the most real part of the whole thing is the perception, how you perceive it only. Perceive what happened, that's all. That happening no inherent existence. It is not there, over already. Like whatever you got your hurt in the past, during your childhood, during whoever betrayed you, whatever lah, that one is only a happening, and that's it. No inherent existence. It's only we are the one who actually cannot let go. Okay, because that's what we perceive. The perception, then we got onto it, then we hold it and then become a memory and become a hurt. Actually, this is redundant one, not necessary. Because what happened is only an event that is here to test you. That's all. See how you react. Yeah, you're so hurt. That means you still have a lot of things to learn. If what happened didn't hurt you much, great. This one passed already. No need to test him on this part. That's all. Okay? So we got to, don't be so serious, about what happened, Okay. Let's see what are the important Mahayana Sutta spoken by the Buddha about this existence. Right? So we look at our famous Diamond Sutra. Okay? Kam Gong King. All that we achieve or perform are mere dreams and bubbles. 一切有為法，皆是夢幻泡影. Okay? They appear and disappear at lightning speed. Who scolded me? Who said something to me? Who ill-treated me? Who abused me? Who betrayed me? They appear and disappear like lightning speed. Like whatever challenges we meet today, it will pass on. Okay? We should view all phenomena in such a manner. This is the advice by the Buddha at the end of the Diamond Sutra. He said, I only want to conclude this thing to you. Okay? So everything is only dreams and bubbles. What about Heart Sutra? Heart Sutra, the Buddha said, the Buddha was talking to Sariputta. He said, Guan Yin Pusa, Guan Yin, Guan Zizai Pusa. Guan Yin Pusa was meditating on Panya Paramita meditation. When he was doing this meditation, which is very, very, very high level already, realized all the 5 aggregates were empty, including your consciousness also not real. No, my goodness. Okay, empty. Which with such realization, one can free oneself from all sufferings. 度一切苦厄. No more suffering, because you saw the emptiness of it. You saw everything is only a dream. This game is called life, is only here for us to learn and grow. That's all. Okay? Sariputta, form is not other than emptiness, and emptiness is not other than form. 舍利子，色不异空，空不异色. Okay? 色即是空，空即是色。Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. Correct, but just now, like what the scientists were saying, they use double slit experiments. They realize things, okay, form is emptiness. When you look at something from molecule, atom, then all the proton, photon, and then go into quark, and then now nearing to string theory that spells out that everything is only wave function. So form is emptiness. Emptiness is also form. Why? Because from double slit experiment, remember, as long as you pay a virtue, you give a virtue of force by a virtue of a force. Okay, the wave function suddenly becomes solidified. That's why you can manifest things on, in other dimensions. You inside, I think Christians, the Bible, the Jesus actually can manifest bread non-stop for the people to eat. So is Buddha, the rice non-stop one. You take the rice for few thousand people, the rice bowl will never empty one. The rice, the periuk, the rice pot, okay. And then another one, it seems lately the modern type one is Sai Baba. Sai Baba can also do this. They can manifest things in the air, because emptiness is form. Form is emptiness. And so are our feeling. You talk about physical things is already empty. What more? Your feeling, memory, mental objects, and even your consciousness, they are all empty. Empty means what, It's not nothingness. Empty means that there is something there up to you to manipulate whatever you like. How you want to manifest, how you want to manipulate. Okay? If you like to see all the bad things, all the fear, all the fear mongering, all the bad things, go ahead. Okay, no problem. It becomes very real one. But if you like to look at love and hope, and all the good things, then your life become much better. Okay, whenever there's something happen, anybody can view that thing from few angles. That's why it's emptiness. You can view from here, you can view from here, the other direction, all come up with different solutions or different outcome. It can be very happy, or it can be something wise, very wise. You learn something out of it, rather than you look at it and you become very you become very attached, and you feel, how come this thing happened to me? Why like that? You complain, you judge, you curse. You can, no problem. They allow you, because universe is free will. It's really up to you. Okay, then you make all the suffering become very real. Okay, so let's look at what Manjushri said in Surangama. Manjushri, one of the Maha Bodhisattvas, he's actually a teacher of all the 7 Buddhas. Okay, when one attains the highest purity and quietude, okay, very quiet when you are in a meditation, the lights within become so bright and clear, illuminating the empty space. Okay, you can see from there. Observing the world with such a pure mind, you look at the world with this pure mind, pure state of mind. All the happenings in the world are like stories in the dreams. 猶如夢中事. Okay? Matangi is the mother who asked the daughter to go and seduce Anandawan in Surangama. Okay? Matangi was the mother of the girl who tried to seduce Ananda in Surangama Sutta. He said, this Matangi, this type of lady, whoever, nobody can hold on to the image of a lady, as she is only a fantasy in a dream. Okay, all the beautiful ladies, whoever we are very attached to, are all dreams. Just like the most skillful magician in the world, he could fabricate any men and women. Okay, really, just like what the Taisam, the Buddha, the Bodhisattva was saying, the teacher is the master magician. Okay, you can actually fabricate. Even though one uses all his 6 senses, one should withdraw decisively. That means we use the Chao San, the step back and reposition from all this storyline. You step back and reposition, immediately you wake up from that incident, that happening. It's very effective one, okay? Then the senses will go back to stillness, suddenly become quietened. And thus all images that make up the story become neutral. For example, you're very angry with your husband. Say, I'm a woman. Let's say I'm very angry with my husband because he said something very bad to me, okay? So I got very angry. But if you suddenly step back and reposition, then you pull yourself out from that story, what he said, how you reacted, what he did last time. You pull yourself out. Immediately, you go into samadhi. a stillness, and suddenly wisdom arises. Suddenly, you saw this man called husband is only a man, a sentient being, and his mouth was moving only. That's all. so that's why you don't get sucked into the story. The story is the dream. Okay? Even when we meditate, you see, even one hand like that is made up of all the breaking point of a hand. You know? So when you're in highly purified mind, you can see everything is how to say, they actually is a string only. A string of event make your emotion comes up. You know, get out of that string. That's it. Okay, then you woke up. Okay. So conclusion now, Sutta, Buddha, you know, even the scientists say everything is only a dream, you know, and it's only a computer game, a virtual game. So ask yourself how you feel. I don't have audience here. If got audience, I sure ask them, put up your hand. Anybody feel very relieved? I think most people will feel relieved, but peculiarly, some people feel very sad. You know, maybe they are very attached. They're very attached to their loved ones. So you tell them this is not real. But like just like my friend said, got to say goodbye already. I said, hello, this what say goodbye? No goodbye. This one is not real only, okay? So how can we get awakened from this dream? Okay, there are two ways, right? Lankavatara Sutta, actually, the Buddha, the Buddha said, the disciple asked the Buddha, Lord Buddha, how do sentient beings cease or eradicate their self-created mental proliferations? All the stories inside us, how do we do it? Okay, both instantaneously or gradually. Two ways. Okay, you can do it. So the Buddha said there are two ways. Number one, gradual. Okay, so how do you do it? Number one, gradual but not instantaneous. Okay, just like a type of fruit which ripens gradually, slowly. Okay, a sculptor sculpting various objects. You know, sculptor, you know, they do the sculpture, slowly they produce a nice piece. A mother Earth, our planet Earth, grows and produces all things. So you got to wait for it to grow and ripe. Okay, and people learning music, drawing, writing, and other form of arts and skills. The Buddha said, okay, this is gradual. So this gradual way means what, you know? You learn gradually, starting from morality, good values, okay? Filial piety, kindness, politeness. You know, like our 弟子规, you know, 儒家思想, okay? 儒家思想, you know, go back to 弟子规, you know, you be a good person, all this, yes, fine. Then after that, you take on to 5 precepts, okay? Or 10 virtues, subsina. You know, then you do dana, you study karma, you understand karma, reincarnations, repentance, you know, all this you learn. Okay, slowly you improve and then evolve, and then you learn tolerance, effort, how to deal with people, how to get along with people, you know, and be grateful, have a lot of gratitude, forgive others, you know, you learn all this unconditional love, you know, so you evolve. Okay, and then after that you go into chanting, you go into meditation, samadhi, listening to Dhamma, open up your view like today. Okay, we can do all this. Okay, then you arise with wisdom. Okay, slowly you gain your wisdom, and finally you wait for a right moment, you open up your supramundane wisdom. This one is gradual. However, there is another, this method is exactly what saṃsāra is who, no? He is the master disciple of the abbot during the Master Huineng's time. Okay, so he was the one who actually created this poem when the abbot asked them to, you know, come up with a poem to represent what they learned. Okay, this saṃsāra was saying this. 身是菩提樹，心如明鏡台. The body is like a Bodhi tree. Our mind is like a mirror on a pedestal. 時時勤拂拭，勿使夜塵埃. We must always rub and clean it so that it is free from dust. Correct, isn't it? We make sure we don't do this, don't do that. You know, we rub. So make sure we are always clean and the mirror is always shining. Yes, okay. This one is what Saṃsāra was saying. Then the abbot, when he saw the poem, he said, very good, this is a good poem, okay? This, he asked the rest of the disciples, he said, you all should learn this because it will not lead us at least to hell. At least it will not lead us to hell or ghost realm. However, this is not for awakening. Okay? Then come the second method, instantaneous. Gradual, not to say you cannot, but it takes a while. It takes a longer journey. Okay? Then we come to the second method called instantaneous. Since the dream started spontaneously out of nothing, pop, okay, we can wake up also with an instance. Can. How it comes, how it goes. Okay? But here we need higher consciousness. Higher consciousness, just like people now. People today can do this because of the era of technology. We have higher consciousness now. Compared to people last time, we are so much faster, so much smarter as well. You see? So actually instantaneous really for people today, you know, so that you don't go slowly. Immediately you can understand, you can wake up because now we are in a different era. You know, this is 2,500 years away from the Buddha's time already. Okay? So inside Lankavatara Sutta, the Buddha said, okay, the instantaneous way, he said, just like a mirror that can reflect all forms instantaneously and pristinely, not tainted by concept. Just like a mirror, pop, you can reflect, you can see everything. Okay? Just like the moon and the sun that shines and exposes all forms, discarding a mind that arises and makes real elusive mental habits that creates sufferings. Very fast. The moon and the sun is like you open your switch in the room like that, suddenly everything brightens up, you see everything. Instantaneous. Okay? Lagi? Just like our ninth consciousness, the Buddha nature that can differentiate a mind that makes real. Okay? And how to reapply. This is very important. You can see a mind that makes real. No, actually, my consciousness make things real only. Actually, they are not real. Okay? And how to reapply an awakened mind into a living life again. This part is what the scientists didn't learn. They should learn from the Buddha. You know everything is not real. Then how do you live your life? Reapply an awakened mind into a living life again. This is another skill. Okay, we come back. We don't fall into emptiness. We come back and live life. Okay, with this awakened mind. Okay, with this, one can eradicate concepts, traits, and characteristics and all the wrong views. Because you woke up. Okay, so this method, very fast one, instantaneous, is exactly like what Huineng after reply to his master, the master disciple of the abbot. So he saw the poem. Then after that, he came up with his own poem. Okay, it sounds like that. Bodhi is not a tree. 菩提本無樹，明鏡亦非台. Bodhi is not a tree. Mirror does not have a pedestal. Nothing on. Actually, there's no body. Our body also don't have. There's no mind. There's no consciousness. Okay? Since there isn't anything originally, how could dust be collected anywhere? 本來無一物，何處惹塵埃呢? You know? So this one is really instantaneous. Immediately you wake up that you saw all these are merely concepts. Okay, this is very similar to our 5 PAT, what we promote, that step back and reposition is actually the waking up, small awakening at all time. Imagine you got millions of step back and reposition, millions, okay? Then it will lead you to wake up from this dream. Okay, so that's why a lot of times our 5 PAT, we don't really do things like very external. Everything go back to the mind. So that our 5 skills are like, step back, reposition, tearing. Okay, of me, looking, observe, investigate, match, all these vow and motto. Everything is inside the mind. That's all. We don't have rituals. We don't have things like, do this, do that. Nothing. Even repentance, we don't do it. Not to say we don't agree. We very agree with it. But we know that once you look inward, your repentance is an effect. It's automatic when we look inward. Okay. So finally, okay, you 10:40 already. Okay. So this instantaneous, however, inside Shurangama, the Buddha said, wisdom and realization can be obtained instantaneously, very instantaneous. Thus, all Dhamma doors or enlightenment are no longer needed. You don't have to use what method, because the moment you wake up means wake up. You just, wake up, that's it. You don't need any method one. It's actually a discipline only, okay? However, characters and habits cannot be removed instantaneously, but they are to be eradicated gradually. Okay, that's why we have vow and motto inside our 5 PAT. Vow and motto is to fight what? Fight our habit. Why step back and reposition so difficult to do? Because our habit always asks us to go back to the story. So you keep pulling yourself out, then it went inside again. And it keep pulling, and then went inside again. It is the number game. And this number game needs time. You keep doing, see who is stronger. You are stronger or your saṃsāra is stronger. So you pull up, then go back, pull, go back, pull. See the number of times. Okay? For a person who are very developed or even more developed one, you know what happened? You ask them to go into the story, they need effort. Because they are always there already. Mahabodhisattva, they need effort to go and listen to your juicy story, But for us, wow, so nice, tell. Okay lah. Then all the emotion comes up. You see, it's only a number game. It's not somebody is better, Hey, we are also Mahabodhisattvas, we can, no problem. We are Buddha nature, as we learned last year before, right? We are Buddha nature. We already got the divine spark in us already. Okay? It's only whether we want to explore it or not. So finally, okay, another 5 minutes. Okay. The benefits of instantaneous awakening. Very direct, very speedy. Pop immediately. 戒定慧, 该定位, discipline, samadhi, then wisdom. The moment when we pull ourselves out in an argument, okay, in all arguments, when you pull ourselves out, you immediately saw your discipline is there, okay, that's your precepts already, thing. Then you feel yourself into samadhi because you are looking at everybody inside from your consciousness, okay, samadhi is there. Then with this, it makes space for wisdom to come up. Very direct, very speedy. Okay. And then next, can be practiced at any time, anywhere. Okay. You don't need to go to a way place to do chanting, do repentance, do meditation. You can do it anytime. Even in a house, in a workplace, especially now, now the energy is quite dense, whereby a lot of family breakups is happening. A lot of family afflictions is happening, but this is okay because this is the time for this energy to stir things up. So don't have to feel too sad because it's happening to every family. Okay. So now this is the best time. Then you can actually you can actually step back and reposition. Okay. And finally, directly seeing the results of one's practice means what? Means I can see my result already, because the moment when I step back and reposition, I don't get angry so terribly already. I'm not so emotional. So immediately I feel lega. I don't feel the suffering so bad. At least 50% gone. Because the moment you do it, immediately you woke up from the story. Okay? But the story will pull us back, because this is our habit. And the thing sucks, story sucks. We like to follow, we like to continue. Okay? So that's why there are two way, either gradual or instantaneous, which I feel people now can accommodate with the instantaneous method because of our higher consciousness, and we are smarter and faster now. Okay, the problem is we need because of this, on the other hand, the disadvantage is we need more discipline. That's all. Okay, so conclusion, science is catching up with what the Buddha said 2,500 years ago. Now they're only catching up. Okay, because Buddha has that kind of psychic where most advanced technology cannot match. Okay, psychic is technology. Technology is psychic. Okay, the psychic I'm talking is not the psychic that you go and do samatha, you get psychic power, not that type. Psychic is very natural when you're very purified. It is, the Mahayana call it 聖趣. It's not 神通, it's not psychic, we call it the 聖趣, the game of the saints. 聖趣, the game is the realm of the saint, sainthood. It is very automatic to them. Okay, this kind of psychic is very good because it's automatic. It's not ego, no ego in there. Because once you collapse your ego, your outcome is what? Psychic power. And this psychic power is real original psychic power. Nobody can take away one. You use samatha, do you know that, you can be taken away? Because it's not you. You were actually trying to get it because of your ego. And that one can be very dangerous. That's why a lot of religion, they ask everybody don't go after psychic, which is very true. But if a person who developed very highly already, psychic power is a natural thing. We don't chase after it. Let it come out by itself because of your purified mind. Okay? So imagine a higher psychic and highest technology. Which one is higher at the peak? Peak of psychic and peak of a purified psychic, and the peak of technology, which is higher? Definitely technology cannot beat this purified psychic because it's your consciousness. Okay, so that's why the Buddha can see a lot of things even extraterrestrials cannot see. You don't talk about we human. Even the ET cannot beat the Buddha. Okay, I would like to conclude everything by this phrase. This man was saying he is a Chinese quantum physicist. Okay, 前中国科学基数大学. Okay, he is a former headmaster for two very high technology type of university I don't know what is that. 南方和中国科学. Okay, 朱清时先生. Okay, this man, he is also a Chinese quantum physicist. He said in 2009, okay, he said modern quantum mechanics has reached Zen level. 禅境, Zen. Okay, they now equate quantum mechanics with Zen. Okay, means our meditation. Okay, and he concluded by saying that talk. He concluded by saying, all the scientists are trying so hard to climb the mountain to go to the top. Okay, however, when they reached the top, they saw a lot of master Buddhist, a lot of Buddhist masters. Okay, are really there waiting long time. See, the Buddhist masters are there waiting a long time because all they trying to conclude and find out in science are actually spoken by the Buddha already. Okay, then he said, 不仅如此. He said, after he understand Buddhism, and because he's a quantum physicist, he said his heart 充满了敬畏和震撼。He only feel in awe, you know, awe, this awe, A-W-E. Okay, with what? Respect and amazement of what the Buddha said. He already said it until so deep compared to what the scientists trying to reach out today. Okay, even Albert Einstein said, if there is any religion that could cope with modern scientific needs, if there's any religion, it would be Buddhism. Okay, so this is the conclusion. So our conclusion today is, remember, everything is not real. It's already spoken even by the scientists and also by the Buddha in all the suttas. Nothing is so real. We are only wave functions and we are in a virtual computer game. Remember, we come here for a test for learning and growth. That's all. Okay? Nothing, don't be so attached by the results, you know, that I have to be rich, I cannot lose my property, I cannot, you know, lose my loved ones, you know, all these loved ones and all this, you know, status, money, wealth, all these are part of the game. Okay? And your loved ones are actually, later we can share our soul group, you know, we are only soul group, we will meet each other one, you know, you don't have to be worried we lose them, you know, and all these are actually much bigger picture than what we thought it was. Okay, so now another 10 more minutes to go, we can open for question. So good, I can finish within 1.5 hours. Okay, any question?
Thank you, Sister Carol,
Okay.
for this very enlightening talk. Yeah, I myself personally learned quite a lot of insights today. So yes, and also thank you to all audience for staying tuned and watching. We have received a few questions from the audience. So the first one, let's start with the first one. Is by Brother Leong Yu Ming. So he has asked for Sister Carol, if you could explain more on emptiness.
Emptiness. Okay. Emptiness is actually空性啦. Basically, emptiness, you tie back to quantum physics, there's only 3 characteristics of emptiness. Number 1, it's not fixed. It's not fixed. Okay, anything can happen. It's not fixed. Number 2, it depends on probabilities. How many times you draw that line here and how many times you draw that line there, that means probabilities, you know. Then number 3, it is actually full of infinite potential. Okay, let me put into real life. Means what, you know, when you see something, okay, you want to make the thing real or not real, up to you. If you want to make an happening a reality, you just apply probability many times. You do like that many times, and then it becomes real because probability and then it's up to you to think. We call if you want to see it this way, a positive way, then it become positive. You keep thinking like that, it become positive, it become real. And once it become real, it become infinite, you know, the potential. It can be so powerful, you know. On the other hand, if the negative one, same thing. You want to make it bad, it can be so bad until you go to hell. It's up to you. Only same incident, same thing, up to you where you want to see. Remember these 3 characteristics. Up to you how you want to see it. We want to make it real through probabilities, and once you do it, decided already, the potential can be infinite. It's just like, okay, last time we were abused by parents. Say somebody, let's say I was abused by my father. How you want to see it? Up to you. Actually, this is a test. This is something happened only. Okay. If you want to think that, wow, good man, my father came here to train me to become very independent. And today I'm so independent, emotionally and both financially because of my father. It becomes a good thing, And from there, you become so hardworking, and then you become so independent. Finally, you become so rich. The potential is infinite. On the other hand, the other guy said, terrible. I got this kind of father. I never go to school, no. How? So that's why I fail because of him. I think like that. You think like that, negative. Then after that, because of that, nobody loved me. I'm a victim. No more self-empowerment. Everything because outside, that's why I'm so big. Then after that, infinite potential, this person will become a drug addict, become a robber. Because I feel life is unfair to me. Up to you. That's why you see one lousy father can produce different siblings, got different outcome. You see? So this is the way we explain emptiness. Emptiness is what 4 words. I always say Cantonese, how you want to see something happen. Up to you. Nothing is totally good. Nothing is totally bad one. Nothing. Up to you how you want to see it. You look at something you put up on the social media, you just put one comment, you see, good one, people, still gossip you one. Even the Buddha, some people say he's no good one. You see, so it's how you want to see things only. So this is emptiness.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope I answer him. Okay.
Thanks, Sister Carol.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you were sharing about that, I couldn't help but also think about the Heart Sutra. Because Heart Sutra is about how emptiness is none other than form. Form is none other than emptiness. So when we come to a place of emptiness, there is that choice to create
your own reality.
What we want to create.
Yes, your own reality. Up to you.
So
everything is self-empowerment. Yourself. How you want to be responsible to your own happiness. That's all. And emptiness allows that.
And it's very empowering to hear that, we have a choice to be our own victim of the circumstances, or we can choose to become the hero in our circumstances.
Yes, you are very right. Yeah, correct. All young people must know this, seriously. Until all the habit very bad already, they only we realize it's not to say cannot, but you need harder, because again, it's number game. But once an older person with hard habit that can come out from it, then he become even more powerful than the normal people who has lesser habit. So okay. Any question? One question.
Yes, we have we have about 4 more questions, Sister Carol. But I'm also very aware of the time. It's almost 11 a.m. Would you be okay if we extend it for another maybe 15-20 minutes?
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
Can.
Okay. So we'll move to the second question, and the second question is when there is non-self, where lies emptiness?
When there is non-self, where lies emptiness? This one will be good if you can give me an example. When there is non-self, things we cannot control, where is emptiness? Okay, emptiness, it's a state of mind. Okay, how you want to see it? A lot of times, it's really non-self one. Things not within your control. For example, you want to control your wife. You want to control your children. Non-self cannot. They won't listen to us. Or we want things this way, that way, So now the next thing, because of emptiness, very good. I can see things differently. For example, my children went against me. Okay, don't want to study hard. Okay, I have this mind thinking that if they don't study hard, next time cannot, survive, cannot cari makan or whatever. Okay, so this is the usual thing of parents, because non-self really say how can I do anything because I cannot control them. Okay, so now I will apply emptiness, because I know whatever it is really up to me how I want to see this situation. Okay, because then all the good and the bad, how you want to create. If you keep harping on I want to control him, or else he cannot survive. He will be bullied by a lot of people. All these are then you went into the negative side of the emptiness. On the other hand, I know, again, we have to apply some rules. Again, I try to talk to him. Okay? Talk only. I don't force. Okay? Because I know everything can be good, can be bad. I talk to him, but he refused. He just refused to take my advice and don't want to study. Fine. Then my emptiness come in the positive side is, I know everything is determined by your merits, your karma. Okay? And you listen to some of the deeds we know, a lot of times your destiny is predetermined by your own merits. It's not how much you study. I can see a lot of people study very hard and become very well in their results. However, they are just mediocre in life. I also see a lot of people never study but do so well in life. So this is something positive I see. So I will allow him to be who he is. Because I already told him, it's not that I never care. Even if I care so much, I try to, force him. That means I do not agree with non-self. I want to control him. But that's not the way, because I know this will actually jeopardize our relationship. Okay, so you apply non-self and this emptiness very dynamically, so how you want to play and manipulate so that everything is harmonious, and also we do not impose a lot of wrong view. Even as parents also, we have wrong views, you see, because a lot of times why we intervene, because of a past hurt, our insecurity, our inferiority complex. So we impose onto our next generation, because we are in the dream. We are very, very hurt by what happened. So we don't want this thing to happen to them. So we intervene. So when we know a little bit more of the wisdom and what is the actual reality of universe, we start to let go. So this one will help us in the way we see things. So from the positive side or the negative side. Nobody dare to say your child is going to be successful or not successful. Nobody dare to say, because everything is still emptiness. See how this child flourish also depends on his karma. Like that. So, but now I think this is what he's trying to ask, non-self and this they are correlating. They don't conflict, correlating. Okay, non-self and emptiness.
Non-self and emptiness.
I try to apply it into life.
Yeah. So that was a very good example. I think it's very practical also. So
very
it's easier
practical
to understand rather than just in conceptual terms.
Correct. Or else you never get anything from Buddhism. Like we say, don't put in the shelf, put into our life. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Also what I heard was it was very important, because it's about like being aware of the stories that we're creating in our mind, isn't it? As parents or children, like being aware of that story, where it comes from. You mentioned like past hurt, past experiences, and also our judgment about the person that we are that's creating these emotions, the need to control, where it's coming from. I think that's also part of the process of coming from emptiness and non-self.
You can listen to this like the purple one. A lot we talk about this one. Under the chapter of sayonara fear, I think. Too worried. But I don't know whether this person is asking about this kind of situation. Okay. Next.
Okay, we'll move to the next question. The next question is by Sister Lai Wan Ting. Question is, kindly explain higher consciousness. How different is it from consciousness? Is it a manifestation of wisdom?
Okay, you try step back and reposition. Once you step back and reposition, your consciousness is definitely higher. You see things from a higher plane. See things. you know, you get out from the story. So you become higher in that sense lah. So that's why usually your higher consciousness is faster, smarter, and then you have more wisdom. Okay, so you want to talk about people today. I would say people today, they got faster and smarter mind. Okay, but definitely may not be so clear because too much of information and things are very fast. So if this person in today's era can step back and reposition, his consciousness is much higher than those days people who are very simple, you know, very simple-minded, because those days not so challenging life. Now things very challenging. The moment you can rise above, your consciousness need to be higher already. You know, because of the training of what happened in life today, the moment you step back and reposition, you are 20 times faster than people last time. You know, especially I'm talking about the seekers lah, who wants to seek and who really wants the spirituality. You know, so like those days, last time the people are more pure, more simple, you know, they don't really need so much of step back and reposition. But today, you really need to do this. Once you do like that, suddenly wake up from the dream, your consciousness is definitely higher. Okay, so this is higher consciousness. Okay, higher. Usually, I would say people who are in spirituality today, usually the consciousness is much higher compared to those days. You know, but of course, you either make it or break it. A lot of people cannot do it. But once you can do it, you fly. You know, actually now is the best time to cultivate because of the density, you know, and yet you still have spirituality now, you know. So like that.
Nice.
Okay.
Stepping back and also observing the process of what is happening.
Stepping back and repositioning is like actually this is very much like awareness, but it's just that it's more dynamic. I give example, maybe some of these people, new people, they never heard of this. It's just like I always like to use you go out for a dinner, you know, together with your family, supposed to have a, you know, good gathering lah, for example. Then after that, there's your purpose of going out to have fun and have dinner. Then suddenly your husband suddenly said something very irritating, you know. So you got very angry. Then you started to show black face, and then he also showed black face, and then the children all kept quiet. Then suddenly you step back and reposition. Hey, what am I doing? You know, my purpose is to have good times. Why am I using ego to stop everything? So suddenly you saw, hey, this is not my cho chong, we call my initial intention. So I let go. So I let go, and then I go back to my original mode whereby I take things lightly. Then suddenly the atmosphere, because your vibration very important, then suddenly the atmosphere become loosen up. Then what you want step back and reposition, immediately you saw you are inside the story of struggle. Then you wake up. Once you wake up, you immediately with wisdom, you know how to rectify. You get me? So this is how you do it in daily life. There's so many situations in office, you know, at home, all this. So you can apply your stepping back and reposition. And another lady from SABS shared with me, she said she was very angry because the husband keep grumbling, complaining, you know. So she also got very, very dragged into it. But one day after she learned this step back and reposition, she told me, she came and told me personally, she said, I was so happy, you know. Now, the moment when he got angry, I immediately SBR, step back reposition. I look at him, suddenly, you know what she saw or not? She said she got compassion. She felt very sorry for the husband because of what happened to his past. Wow, you see, the wisdom can arise until you can forgive him. Until you say, why he's so grumpy, why he's so cannot let go of things, because what happened to him in the past. Within the conversation, immediately all this wisdom comes out in her. No? Why? Because got samadhi. Sure one. Once you got discipline, you go into samadhi. The moment you have samadhi, wisdom will come up. Because we are Buddha nature by nature. We are a divine spark. All this wisdom want to gush out. As long as you give them way, you open up space for your wisdom to rise. It's just that because we are very clouded with ego, you see. So after that, that means she got it. So imagine you do SBR, step back and reposition, millions of times in your life. I can guarantee you sure wake up one. Okay.
Keep practicing.
Keep practicing.
SBR,
Yes.
Step back,
Remember,
reposition.
don't be sucked into the story. And then the worst thing is because our ego loves story. See?
Yes.
So the moment you drop the story means that you are reducing the ego. How beautiful. Everything at the same time. Huh?
It's a very powerful process actually.
Yes. Very, very powerful.
Can save relationships and nurture, relationships.
At least reduce our suffering first.
Yeah.
Reduce my suffering first lah. At least I don't get so angry, so involved, And then everything is only a virtual game of life. For the purpose of soul growth and learning. That's all. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, we'll move to the next question.
Okay.
Okay, so next question. How to effectively look or break through the illusion while we are aware? Feel like easily drop back into the world of illusions.
John, the answer is definitely the first thing you need to do is step back and reposition first. Because we are very easily stuck in. So you get the momentum of stepping back first. You get the momentum of stepping back, and then once the momentum is there, you feel easier to juggle in your life. You must get the habit of doing it first. Okay, you can vow and motto on a step back and reposition. Remember, keep telling yourself, out. It's an effort, but do you know that stepping back and reposition, a lot of goodness one. Number one, you can practice anywhere, like what we say. It's very fast, and then you see a lot of wisdom. Number three, you reduce the suffering. And the best part is what which I never write inside there, because it's not the benefit of step back and reposition. Another part is what, when you do a lot of step back and reposition, your karmic debt, start falling. Because you're waking up, you can delete your karma, bad karma, you can delete, because stepping back and reposition, very powerful. So, however, a lot of people share with me, when they started to do step back and reposition, it's even harder. You know why? The moment you start to erase the karmic debt, more gush out. It's like that one. Because this is the journey. So because the last time you never activate the karmic debt. So now the moment you step back and reposition, they come up and allow you to clean even faster. With this era now, starting from year 2020, I would say because of what happened to the environment now, because of the gamma ray coming in, okay, the karmic debt is deleted 8 times faster now, but gushing out even more because of this. We call it, a golden age coming. Okay, so 8 times faster. Wow, now it's bonus discount.
The best time to practice.
This is a good time for spirituality, not time for accumulation of wealth. If you can survive, if you have enough, this is the time you got to let go. Go for your spiritual cultivation. Unless you say, I cannot survive because I still need to eat, send children to school, pay my housing rent, that one sorry a bit. But if those people already okay, let go of things, let go of your work that is giving you a lot of turmoil. Let go, because this is the time for spirituality, not for accumulation of wealth, especially 2020 onwards.
Time to focus on the inner success, inner quality of life, as opposed to the external realities, as we call it.
Inward walking. This is the best time. And also this is a good time.
Just like how you also cited the Shurangama Sutra earlier on, right? That characters and habits cannot be removed instantaneously, but they can be eradicated gradually. So by practicing patiently and diligently with discipline over time. Then there's also the
It's very good. You are doing a good summary. Because not only that, while stepping back and reposition, it's difficult because you got to remember, that's why you use vow and motto to remember. And it is an effort because it's a discipline. But by doing that, do you know that how much debt you're paying off? Which you don't know, but all these are in the spirit realm. You're paying off a lot of debt because you're waking up, you're clearing your mind, you're purifying. It's like meditation, but you can do it anytime, and some more, it is so real life. You can actually salvage a lot of arguments, a lot of, discontentment, a lot of, this kind of struggle with family members. So you are doing it all the time.
And reducing our own suffering also, like what you mentioned. Okay, we'll move to the next question. We have we have quite a few more questions, Sis Carol. We have 5 more questions.
Okay.
We try to okay, so where did it go? Okay, here. How are you able to step back and reposition? Is it driven by recalling the teaching of the sutta or your understanding and insights of your practice? We have been habitually attaching to all liking and disliking. Sister Lai One Thing is asking.
The question was, how do you what?
How are we able to step back and reposition? Is this stepping back and repositioning driven by recalling the teaching of the sutta or our understanding and insights of our practice?
Okay. Step back and repositioning is only a discipline. It's an effort. Okay? It's an effort. You just step back. Okay? Immediately you see things very differently because it is backed by all the wisdom behind really. Of course, stepping back and repositioning is only the starting journey. Okay? Once you step back, you've got a clearer mind, you got to back it up with good, wisdom in life. That's why after stepping back and reposition, we have this thing called tearing. Immediately you tear the situation into 2. One is your ego, another one is issue of life. Okay, so the ego part is the one interesting you have to address. Issue, you have to apply wisdom how to solve this problem. Okay, because things can become more complicated, not by just going out to eat and then show black face, not so simple as that. You got things like fighting for inheritance, betrayal, cheat my money, cheat my love, all these a lot of very terrible issues involved. So what you need to do is that you step back and reposition. Then after that, you tear that issue into 2. One is issue of life, whereby wisdom will help. Just normal mundane wisdom will help because getting life moving on. Another one, the ego part, we have to look inside and drill inside so that in future, this is to eradicate our perceptions about things, okay? So that in future, this kind of event happen again, I will not be caught. This is called true liberation. Not, okay, I solve this problem now, then next time come again. I'm not liberated, right? So in order to be liberated, we have to go back to the root until we found out there is a perception, that I've been holding on. Not only Miss A will cause me like that. Next time, Mr. B, Miss C, whoever will actually trigger me the same thing. Like that one, you have not been healed. You are not liberated. So you have to do something more behind. But the first thing first, you must know how to step back and reposition. That is the foundation of your practice. There's the foundation. Because once you step back and reposition, the next thing, you saw your mind. You saw your consciousness. This is called starting to walk inward. You are turning your you're turning your attention
Mm.
inward. Turning only. Then go inside. Oh, a lot of secret inside. A lot of jewels inside. Okay, rather than keep solving all the problem. We already been solving problem our whole life. What? Are we happier? No, because we are not liberated. Do you know that we are solving all the same problem all the time? Same one, the problem. Because we never look for the solution to eradicate so that we are liberated. You know, because we never go back to the root. So this one is a journey, slowly. But if the person who asks, you ask her to listen to our this, there's actually tearing inside already. If you don't have this, no problem. You go on to YouTube. You type 5 PAT. No space in between. You type 5 PAT. There are English, Mandarin, and Cantonese version. Okay, so the English version all I done in SABS one ma. So we're very familiar already, right? So all there already. So as you can go and revise and listen to all these skills, we already actually spell out. However, those are all information, the way to do it, but practical is very important. Because after that, you should meet with very funny thoughts, skills, or maybe certain blind spot, how to do it. That one, we come in with practical. That's what we are doing here, in our place. So, like that, next.
Okay, next question. If everything is not real, who is giving the Dhamma talk now?
Okay, in the Mahayana Sutta, even the Buddha said, even in Diamond Sutta, you see everywhere in Mahayana Sutta, the Buddha said, even words are not real. You don't talk about the person talking. But fart but you cannot even talk because there is duality already. Okay. However, there is a communication thing inside this dream to wake others up. Or else, how to deliver this? You see, the person who is talking, let's say I am talking, actually you want to call me Carol, also can. But you don't want to call me Carol, also can. We are, it's just like I'm dealing with Karine. I see you as Karine. Okay, I deal with you like normal because I know your traits, I know who you are, But I can also treat you and love you like another sentient being only. You see, so you play your game like just now Manjushri was saying, you have to come back into life and then you play your game by knowing this is not real, and yet you continue on to achieve certain very noble, what do you call that? Noble conclusions. Like, for example, I want to wake you up. What am I going to do? I have to tell you, right? So after that, then we start to have communication. But you must know, this is still a dream. We have to wake up. The day you woke up and I woke up, no words. The words is only the raft, R-A-F-T, raft. Raft, raft? R-A-F-T. That cross the river. Correct. So you need the raft to cross the river. But once you are over the shore, you will throw the raft away because you already woke up. So now the person talking the Dhamma and all the words used is actually the raft, including the Dhamma. We cannot even attach to the Dhamma. Okay, so once we woke up, even Dhamma is not real. Anything got duality is not real. You are in the dream. You see? So we have to go back to a place which actually we cannot comprehend one because we are in the dream so much. Okay? Unless you meditate. You meditate, you go to a stage whereby your body all gone, everything gone, except only an existence. existence.
There's no
And when that existence, even that existence is no longer, you realize that you exist, that is the place. How to talk? You cannot talk already. Like that. Oh.
Thank you, Sister Carol. So, Sister Carol, it's already 11:24, and we have another 3 to 4 questions actually. I'm just thinking, how shall we go about this? Maybe what we'll do is, if you're okay with it, perhaps we maybe we take one more question and then we close already lah.
11:30 long.
11:30
Yeah, because many people may have some other things. Yeah, okay.
Okay, okay. So I'll go to the next question.
Mm.
The very last one.
Okay.
If everything is not real, this one we handled already. Okay, so this question. Is psyche equivalent to sixth sense?
Oh no. 7 and 8, this person must listen to this. There's 6, 7, 8. 7 and 8, 6 is our consciousness that actually allow us to differentiate things. 分別心, that I'm sitting in a room now, I got aircon. This is 6 consciousness. Okay, 7 is your habit, your character, your tendency. Okay, 8 is storage of all your karma, and all your seeds. 7 and 8 are actually subconscious. The scientists, they will not recognize this one, or even the neurology or all these, the mainstream will not recognize 7 and 8. But 7 and 8 is actually the subconscious side of a human being. Okay, so this person was asking, what was the question? Is it the
is the
psychic? Psychic, is it?
PSYCHE is the psyche.
Psyche. What is psyche? It's not psychic, is it?
Psyche is related to psychic. Let me just go the meaning. It's related
psyche can be emotional,
so psyche is like the human soul, the mind, or the spirit.
Okay.
So
that means the psyche not the psychic okay. Psyche.
So is the psyche equivalent to sixth sense?
Psyche is the emotional, the spiritual, sixth sense. Sixth sense is not so much spiritual or not spiritual. It is just navigating life. It's for us to navigate life, our spiritual, our spirit, our soul level is actually at the 8th consciousness soul. If you want to talk about emotional, spiritual, that one is actually your light body. Your light body is your soul. Okay, this soul thing is not 6 consciousness already. It's definitely at your 8 consciousness. I think he's asking like that. There's one thing, no real life audience. Difficult to ask him.
Maybe he or she meant psychic also, because you did talk about psychic during your talk, right? We talked about this, going for
psychic is not 6th sense. Definitely, it's not your 6th sense. 6th sense. Okay, his 6th sense is not the consciousness. 6th sense. That means the 6th consciousness is it. I think his 6th sense is the intuition. It's asking whether psychic is it intuition. It depends. They are clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentient. So it depends. Clairvoyance is seeing. Clairaudience is hearing. Clairsentient is knowing. Just knowing. Don't know why, you just know. That one is your intuition. That one is your psychic. So it depends on what he's talking about. If you want to talk about psychic, that one 6 consciousness is not 6. I think he's talking about 6th sense. Your 6th sense, you know something is coming, like that. That one is your clairsentient. Yeah, that one is 6th sense. Intuition. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sister Carol.
You're welcome.
It's been such an informative and very, very insightful session, we learn about the secrets of the law, the universe, the secrets of the laws of the laws of the universe and nature, and then you even drew upon like quantum physics principles. You shared about Nick Bostrom simulation hypothesis, about how we may actually be living in a virtual game. This is a game of life, and we can be master creators if we understand the laws of nature and quantum physics and all that. Yeah, you also shared about Stephen Hawking's principles, and then you took us through the 4 main seeds of material events, is it, in our consciousness?
The 4 seeds inside our subconscious mind.
Yes, inside our subconscious mind, that make us think that or perceive our experience in this world as very real. So there's the seed of liquidity.
To be very precise, you never leave your consciousness. There's no space. You are actually, okay, let's say if from here you walk to your kitchen, you thought you're walking to your kitchen. There's no such thing, you know. You are actually still on your desk, not here, in your consciousness, in your original consciousness. Just like playing a computer game. Inside there, you walk anywhere, you fly everywhere, you go to other universes, other planets, but you're still sitting on that chair. It's the same with us. We are actually, we thought we put our hand out, we thought we stood up, we walked. All these are actually inside the virtual game. It's inside your consciousness only. Scary, because time and space is virtual. Albert Einstein already proven this. Okay? Okay, sorry. Disturb you.
No, it's great that you're clarifying, because I'm doing a quick short summary and wrap up. So as and when, just jump in. Okay.
You come to this topic, I think 10 hours is also not enough.
Yeah, so much to explore, so much to dive into. Yeah. So you also shared about the Lankavatara Sutras and our 5 aggregates of human being and the laws governing the universe, cause and effect, impermanence, non-self, suffering. We talked about duality and the law of relativity. A lot of things we talked about today actually. So valuable.
Not bad, you can remember. Okay.
I was paying attention.
That's good.
Yeah, and then also Sister Carol took us through the Diamond Sutra, Heart Sutra, the Shurangama Sutra, and all of this. I learned that there is some common features where what we are living, what we achieve or perform are dreams and bubbles. They are actually like stories in the dreams. We're experiencing stories and creating stories in our mind in the dream, and these temptations are merely fantasies. And a skillful magician can fabricate any men and women. This was in the Shurangama Sutra. So to me, what I've learned is we can be creators. And our thoughts can create realities, and our emotions, what I learned, our emotions are like feedback and opportunity for us to learn about ourselves. As Sister Carol talked about the hurt. Whenever we feel hurt by a situation, that is actually a point where we realize, oh, there is something here that is still triggering me. What is this? Where is this coming from? So step back and reposition. Very powerful tool for us to practice, to awaken from these dreams. So yes, thank you everyone for tuning in and watching this really empowering talk. Sister Carol, before we come to a close, may I invite you to guide us through the sharing of merits?
Sure. Share screen. I share screen. Okay. Share. So this is the last slide lah. Apa tak jalan ni? Okay. So everybody chant in the heart lah. Okay, Verse of transference of merits. May the merits I accrue today help me to eliminate my karmic debts. May they support the development of wisdom, which reveals the ultimate truth that all phenomena are mind-made. May the merits also ripen conditions that will distance me from those inverted views of saṃsāra, made real by the ego, so as to awaken the deluded mind from this dreamlike world of illusion. Okay, this one is a new one we insert in for the karmic creditors. Okay, all my unwholesome actions in the past had arisen from the three evil roots. In the presence of all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, I now sincerely repent all the sins and misdeeds that I have committed through my thought, speech, and actions. May the merits I accrue today be shared with all my karmic creditors. Together, we shall tread on this wonderful path of the Dhamma until enlightenment and Buddhahood is dawned. Thank you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, everybody.
Sadhu,
Sadhu,
Sister
sadhu,
Carol.
everybody.
Sister Caroline.
Bye. Thank you.
Hi,
Thank
Sister Carol. Yeah, we have ended the session.
Let me a pure white lotus be, unfolding in saṃsāra stream. Let all the gloom of misery be gathered in my lotus dream. Let each dewdrop that started lie on each white radiant fold reflect the mercy of the Lord, that is their place to go. Let every wave that tumbles down their curdled slime of wrath repair to lotus roots of dusty brown in my compassion's bounty share. Let every spark of vengeance roll round lotus tops and twine, and greed and light transformed by love in lotus heart and shrine. When each life drop has passed away across my pure white lily door, when I have drained all sorrow may, I speak to deck the lossless floor. Let every petal softly float in summer's golden shine, retreat to claim the splendid prize, Nirvana's joyless mind. Let me a pure white lotus be, unfolding in saṃsāra stream. Let all the gloom of misery be gathered in my lotus dream. Let each dewdrop that started lie on each white radiant fold reflect the mercy of the Lord, that is is deftly